it's like I'm seeing these protests going on as I'm mourning and grieving my brother's loss, you know, and I'm just like, man, like we shouting loud. We're fighting hard for our voices to be heard, for non-Black people to respect us and to realize and acknowledge that Black lives matter, because I do believe, I'm Black, I do believe Black lives matter. But I'm like, what about to our fellow Black peers and just our community? Like, why don't we treat our lives like we matter amongst one another? You know, like, I know more people that have died at the hands of a Black person committing a crime against them than I do personally know someone who's been murdered or, you know what I'm saying, attacked by a non-Black person. And although I know I'm not trying to diminish the value of, you know, us experiencing police hate crimes and, you know, police brutality that's driven by racism or whatnot, I'm not diminishing that, but it's just still very hurtful to me that even once we get a conviction or we get bills to be put in place to where non-Black people have to value our lives, what about what remains within our own communities where we don't value each other? And so it breaks my heart, because literally my heart is broken because I lost such an important person to me due to a senseless crime, you know, and it was his Black brother. Like they even discussed, my brother even tried to be like, look, we're going to be responsible men. We're going to handle this decently. Let's come up with an agreement. He tried to do that, and that wasn't good enough. It's just death over honor, you know, like literally that's the code that people live by. And especially within our community, and we hurt each other time and time again. And I'm just like, what are we going to do about that? Like, I've never experienced this type of pain before, but I know it's so many people that have. They've experienced this, and I'm just like, what can be done? Literally, I was just watching, you know, a news clipping where someone pulled in front of a house and let off like 70 rounds, right? And I get that it's all type of backstories and reasonings behind, but really, like, man, it should not be no reason, like, for you to bring so much havoc, wreak so much havoc on someone else, you know what I'm saying? Take lives, like, without even thinking about everybody else that's associated and attached to these lives and what it will do for them, man. Like, it's so much of that, and it's like a vicious cycle. You know, you hurt my family, I'm hurt yours. I hurt your family, you're gonna hurt mine. And it just keeps going. And it's like, what are we gonna do to combat that? What are we gonna do to end that? How can we protest against that? How can we shame the people within our community to like the utmost way of shaming someone? I don't know, like, what to do, you know, but putting our heads together, like, when are we gonna come and put our heads together to figure out what can be done? And that's where my head has been. And I've just been silent because it's like, I don't want to come off like, oh, my hurt is bigger than, you know, everybody else's hurt or anything like that. But it's just like, my hurt is real. I got to acknowledge it. And this is like, I really wonder, like, what are we